And get ready to turn the fucking meter up to Rick. It's Karen Hill live on Say It Loud Radio on your favorite internet platform, streaming live.
I just want to press the button that goes. I really like that. It is another episode of Say It Loud Podcast with your girl, Karen L. here. And today in my hot seat is the one and only Mr. Jaay Parks. I get to press the button.
I know, right?
What up, Jay?
What's going on? How's everybody doing? I'm good.
I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So we are going to get into all of the good stuff. But first, let me introduce you. So Jaay Parks is a singer, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Singer, vocal coach, manager, tour manager, booking agent. Am I missing any? Dean.
Oh my God. Actor. I be hopping around. So.
Who is going to share some knowledge with you today, some music with you today, some insight with you today, and give you a little bit of what it feels like to be on the opposite side. So I'm really excited about that. But let's talk about pop culture real quick. Are you like on social media?
I am.
Do you like indulge in social media and the stuff that's going on?
I indulge in it. I don't get involved in it, but I indulge in it.
Where do you gravitate in your social media mix?
Well,
are you watching like cooking TikToks, or are you like watching like baddies?
You know what? A little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Zeus got my money every month. Zeus got my $4.99, but it's so good.
I wish I owned Zeus. I wish I was that guy.
You gotta own it. It's amazing.
I'm like, he's making a killing.
It's bad. For me, it's bad, but I love it. It's like my guilty pleasure.
Exactly.
Natty Nunn, she did her thing.
She's got a whole franchise now because it's just going to keep spin off. Like,
for sure.
It was worth the investment for them.
Like I know she has a baddie code. I know she has like other shows that haven't even taken off as of yet that she's still in the works of. So there's a lot of things going on over there that me as a viewer and a subscriber, I can't wait to check it out. So
but I don't know how I feel about them ladies just sitting there fighting. I don't know. I one time I watched it, I lost like 8 brain cells. I was like, I can't be doing this. I can't.
I don't watch cooking. I don't watch any cooking TikToks or anything like that, but I do watch Natalie cook up some drama. So,
Right. I mean, drama sells. It sells. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at her making her money. It works. It works for her.
And it makes $1
and people, you know where you're going to get, and people like it and they buy it. I mean, it is a product.
No, it is. It's a brand, and she's definitely marketing it right. I think she has a bachelor's in marketing, if I'm not mistaken. She spoke about that in recent interviews, but she's definitely using it to her advantage right now. I'll tell you that much.
It's working in her favor. I will say that. And I'm not mad at her for that. I think that no one else has done that yet. Not like her.
Yeah, not at all.
So you got to give her credit. And Zeus, like I said, I wish I owned Zeus because that guy, he takes on things that I probably wouldn't have, but he make it work.
It's soon to come, please. We're going to put in that.
And he got a lot of money. He has a lot of money. I see that little guy with all of these beautiful women, and he's not even cute. And I'm like, I know it's the money. It gotta be because,
yeah. I saw his mansion in one episode. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, he's invested in money, and like I said, it's a niche market.
Yeah, I mean,
who's competing with him right now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
You
can't get mad at nobody for that. You can't get mad at him for that.
No, every month.
Nobody's doing what he does. Nobody wants to do what he does. He's like, all right, so I'll take it if this is what they want, and I'm gonna make money from it, and I'm gonna run a franchise, and I'm gonna have a business, and people are going to subscribe to it. Why not?
No, it's
And it's
guaranteed. Like every month he generates millions and millions of
yeah,
dollars.
yeah,
After paying his, after taking care of his payroll, he Gucci, he good. He
yeah,
ain't about nothing.
yeah. I'm as far as like marketing and franchise and running a business is concerned,
Right,
he's doing something right.
right.
He's doing
Exactly.
something right. All right, so we're going to get into our guest cipher where we're going to have a freestyle conversation with you and all that you do. So first, let's get a little background on Jaay Parks.
Okay.
How did all of this, how did you come to be Jaay Parks?
It's so funny. A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, who I've known since 15 maybe 15, oh, probably 16. And he knew I was doing music. He used to do music too. And at that time, I think he was attending Full Sail's University. And his cousin by marriage and one of my best friends growing up, it was her sweet 16. And that's where we met in Jersey. And we just got really close. We hit it off so good. We had a lot in common. And yeah, he literally just came up with the name. And I was like, Jaay Parks. Like, mine was funny. I never had a name before. I just said Jared. But I'm like, Jared is so like, no.
It's so Jared.
No, like this. Plus, there's so many Jareds, like Subway, Jared. There's a jewelry store, Jared.
He
like,
went to Jared.
Right. Like, I want my own identity. So, we end up coming up with Jaay Parks and go figure about our own identity because a K-pop artist has that name. So,
wow.
Yeah, but if you put one A, you'll get him. But if you put two A's, that would be the only way if you could differentiate who it is.
Okay.
So that's what I define as Jaay Parks with the two A's. So
Okay.
JAPRKS. So yeah, that's me. And then ever since I've been using the name, and a lot of people know me as that name. So I'm really, really, really like grateful about that. And thank you. Shout out to my friend Carl. Like he did that.
So when did you start singing?
I started singing in church growing up. I think age 7, 8. Grew up in Goodwood Baptist Church in the Bronx. When my mom attended, my father attended a few, but my mom was like a heavy member. She was always singing in everybody's choir. Like she's a alto, real vocalist. I think that's why I got it from her and my dad. And I just started singing in choirs with her, different ensembles in different areas. And then that kind of segued to me doing little things in school, like junior, play, Broadway shows and stuff like that. And as I kept doing it, I kept building a passion for it. Growing up, I never really was a sports guy, right? I played basketball for a little amount of time. And then, but for the most part, it was always the arts that kind of drew me in. Watching, all these amazing, sitcoms like Moesha, Sister, All of Us, One on One, like all shows. Like I just kind of grew up on because I'm a '90s baby, right?
Right.
So when I was sick at home. And my mom couldn't stay home, and my dad couldn't stay home because they was at work. I had to stay home by myself watching sitcoms, A Different World,
Right.
So all these shows, I really, I really looked up to these shows and these characters and these personalities, and I'm like, yo, I want to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What type of form of entertainment I know I'm going to do it. So whether it's in acting or whether it's singing, I want to do it. So I really gravitated towards the singing part.
Right.
And as I got older in my teen years, I started getting into the 106 in Park on BET.
Right.
The TRL, MTV, like all those different talk shows that based off of music and music videos. And that's what really kind of stood out to me. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. Nobody can tell me I can do that. Whoever's going to tell me that I can't do it, I'm going to use it as motivation and inspiration. I'm going to keep doing it. And then, it's best as history. I've been performing ever since. I performed so many places and I've just been grateful.
That's such an amazing story because some people, they don't know where they're going. And they can't say, "Oh, can't nobody tell me I'm not going to do this," you know?
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been discouraged plenty of times. Like even when I was younger, like when I started experiencing what this a recording studio looks like and how you operate it and being behind a booth and learning not only just singing and hearing yourself, which was even crazier, but also the vocabulary, the terminology, like doing doubles. Like people don't even know what that means, right?
Right.
Obviously harmony and all this I knew because I also went to a performing arts high school, right? So I knew certain things, but as far as studio vocabulary, it's a different technique. It's different than singing live at a show. Like you can't belt too much. It's a lot that you really have to mentally and psychologically prepare yourself for.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically how it got started.
That's a pretty dope story to be able to tell. What are who was your 90s baby? I love the 90s. Y'all know that. Who's some of your biggest musical influences?
It's a whole list. We could go on for days. This interview is gonna be full of names. I'm gonna be throwing out.
But there's got to be like top 5 musical influences that kind of help shape your, you know how like every artist kind of has like a feel or a genre where they're like a sound where someone they just gravitate to. Who are those people for you?
So for me, if I could choose 5, thank you for that number. You said 1, I'm like, I don't know. 5, I would start off with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
Earth, Wind, and Fire for sure. There is Frankie Beverly.
Yes.
He's a legend. I know he just got off tour too, his farewell tour. So shout outs to Frankie Beverly and Maze, the band as well. You have Alicia Keys.
Yes.
I love Alicia. I've always wanted.
She's from Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, exactly. The fact that she's from New York, I'm from New York. It's like we haven't met each other, but she is my best friend in my head. Yeah. She's my best friend. I know whenever I do meet her in the atmosphere, I will meet her. We'll hit it off, So yeah, Earth and Fire, Frankie Beverly, Alicia Keys. You're talking about Luther Vandross, right?
Yes.
Vandross is like my guy. God rest his soul, is my guy. I actually do some of his songs in my show, as well as Frankie Beverly. So yeah, shout out to him. And also because I'm a little biased when it comes to groups, and I say biased because one of the members is my aunt. Actually, all of them are like family, but Allure.
Allure.
And also the fact that I will manage them as well. So because I not only the fact that I know them, they knew me since I was little baby, but it's also the fact that I've seen their work ethic, and it's more personal with me. There's a deeper connection. All of them can sing. All 3 of them can sing.
Sang. Not sing, sang.
Right. No auto tunes, no nothing behind it. It's just real vocals, real raw talent, right? So, it's just something about the girls that really always stood out to me more than other girl groups. I mean, you have your SWVs, you have your Escapes, you have your 702, your Blacks, your Totals, right? But something about Allure is just it's really like when you first meet them, it's like you always know. Like
no, I know they've been on the show and I've had the pleasure of meeting them, and you're right. It's like you're sitting in the living room hanging out.
Literally, and it's literally for me sitting in Akisa's living room, hanging out with the girls, and we just cut it up, So
and they definitely do bring that energy. But I'm gonna just tap in for a second to you because you said you're partial to the groups.
Right.
And so I want to know why are you partial to the groups? And then what do you think the benefits are of working in a group? Because you get to see the inner workings of so many different groups because of what you do. Right. So what are some of the benefits that people have when they work in a group like that?
The benefits, well, if it's a female group or if it's a guy group, especially when it comes to singing too, and not so much rapping. I'm still rapping, yes, but being that I'm a singer, I've noticed and I've grown to understand the not only the sensitivity behind it, the social emotional aspect behind it, but also creating that brotherhood, right? Creating that sisterhood.
Mhm.
They may not even be your blood, but they
Right.
are just as blood as
Right.
you can have them to be, even more so than the family that you're born into.
Right.
You
It is
know,
a family.
it's something that you kind of share and that camaraderie. And I know a lot of the girls of the Lord don't even like that word, camaraderie, but chemistry, the connection, the sisterhood, as I said, or the brotherhood, whether it's a guy or girl group, no one could ever on the outside understand it, and
Right.
they may have their opinions. Outsiders may, especially in this business, it's a lot of opinions that's being thrown around because music is subjective, you know.
Right.
But people on the outside and the negatives that be the conversing of the negative comments and whatever, it can never break what's inside of
Right.
a group. That bond is so strong, and it's been
Right.
through genuine love and consistency and loyalty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Some of those relationships be lasting longer than people marriage.
who you telling?
It's true. It's
Like
true.
no, Allure has been together since the mid '90s, and they came
Right.
out in 1997. Being signed to Mariah Carey and that whole story. Yes, and
Yeah.
it was four of them at the time, Lenny. But even though she went to do other things, the girls still remain a group.
Right.
And now it's
Right.
been going on almost 30 years. That's more
Right.
years than any marriage that I've seen nowadays.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like this legit, it becomes a family
Yeah,
because they are weathering life with you.
for sure, for sure, for sure, for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool. That's really cool when you think about it. Um, because I don't think people realize that,
yeah.
you
I've
know.
always wanted to be in a group, and I was in a
Uh-huh.
group. I was in a group. We started in high school, um, but it didn't last as long. But we were dope, yo. We were dope. We was
Yeah.
go. It was called the Schoolboys, and it was
Oh, that's cute.
yeah, it was a corny name, but because we were in school together,
In
we were all
school.
in the same class. Uh, um, but we sung again. We
Right.
we were a part of the performing arts high school in the Bronx, in New York City,
Right.
and anyone who auditioned for that school, as far as vocal, they can, for the most part, they can sing.
Right.
But it's nothing like being together,
Mhm.
growing together as teenagers, and then doing and performing in different places, which we got opportunities to do.
Yeah.
But it didn't last long, unfortunately. And we actually sung a lot of doo-wop. We were a doo-wop, and that's actually why the name the Schoolboys kind of fit, because
Right. It's
we
like
were
a
a
doo-wop
doo-wop.
group.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that also makes you very versatile as a singer
For sure, for sure, for
because
sure.
that means that you have sang all different kinds of music.
Opera, classical, R&B, gospel, pop, urban pop. You're talking about folk. You're talking about doo-wop. I could bust out a little Duke of Earl. Like, it's not a problem. It's not a
What
problem.
what's your favorite? Like when you write, if you're writing for yourself to put music out,
Oh,
where would you put that?
R&B. R&B.
Yeah.
R&B is
Yeah.
my thing. Grew up, like I said, in gospel. I have a big gospel background, big gospel church. My roots
Yeah.
come from the church. But
Yeah.
doing R&B is kind of, it has been my thing. So
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
so let's talk about that next because we're gonna play some of your music. So, what was it like the first time you actually heard yourself on the radio?
It was one time in 2015,
Hmm.
and one of the DJs on one of the stations had played it, and I'm like, oh,
Did you
okay.
not know that was gonna happen?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know at all. Like,
Put music out.
yeah, but it's different, now, especially nowadays. It's
Hmm.
it's easy. I can't say it was easy. Let me take that back. Back in the day when there were major labels and stuff like that, and that push that it was, having a label or machine behind you was kind of easy because they took care of
Right.
things like that. Doing
Right.
everything by stuff, especially when you're first starting out and you don't really have a lot of people. You don't have a team like that. You don't have.
You are the team.
You are the team. So the fact that a DJ friend of mine who was at one of the stations in New York, he played it, and then he kept playing it like maybe a good amount of times. And yeah, he just showed support. But the fact that it was on the radio at the time that it was like, yo, it was dope. It was dope. It was a dope feeling. I can understand a little bit I could definitely understand what Allure felt too when they first had this single Head Over Heels featuring Nas, when that song dropped on radio and it was on and it boomed, right? I know how that feels. So to a certain extent. It didn't boom like Head Over Heels, but it boomed.
but it was there, right? So did you write that song?
I did.
Or somebody else wrote it?
I got some publishing. There was like two people that it had input. For the most part, I did it. So you wrote it. Yeah, I got more percentage, I would say.
I wrote it and they co-wrote it. So what was that process like?
It was fun because I was
younger. Some people could sing, but some people can't write.
Well, that's true. But here's the thing. I generally am I can't write like that. But when I'm in those, when I'm like feeling good, and especially if I know what I really want to talk about, it's like second nature. But you gotta catch the moment, For the most part, yeah.
Well, that's good though. I mean, that means that you can do it. You just have to be in the right setting. And I think when you're creative, that's what you have to do. You have to be in a place to create.
No, you do. You definitely
do. Know what I mean? All right. So let's introduce the song that we're going to that you wrote that we're going to play today.
Oh, sure. What's going on? It's the boy Jaay Parks. This is my only single that came out years ago.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. This is Jaay Parks.
Well, wait.
This is my single. Don't say
it. But I'm a realist. I don't have, like I said, I haven't put anything out after big to promote. But
that's okay.
But a lot of people do like it. So I would say this Jaay Parks. Check out the song One Shot. If you haven't heard it, hope you like it.
I like it. Why you say if you haven't heard it, I hope you like it? We like it. Thank you so much for that. So you wrote that?
I did. Yes, I did. Actually, and the producer of the song, he was actually a group member of mine when I was in the doo-wop group. So he was doing producing around that time period, and definitely he gave it to me. And I'm like, yo, let me write to this. He gave it to me. Then it was me and, like I said, two other people. But I had the idea, the concept, the layout, and yeah, it just kind of went from there. So shout out to
I love that.
Shout out to Keon Jabari. You already know what it is.
I love that. I love that you network like that, and I love that so many people can pour into a project and make it work. Who are some of the people that you want to work with now? Who would you love to work with now?
You know what? I would love to work with Kevin Ross.
I don't know who that is.
He's a new up-and-coming artist. I mean, he's been doing music for a while. If you really followed him, but as far as mainstream, he's kind of it's been out for a few years now. Kevin Ross, R&B. Don Jones. I would love to work with Donnell. Yeah, Donnell. He's a true. John B. I would love to work with John B. It's a few 90s artists that I've looked up to.
R&B artists.
Yeah, that I've always wanted to work with. So yeah, the list could go on though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I believe you because I know you. So I definitely believe you. And I think that, but I also think that when you answer the question, it lets me get to know you even more and like the kind of music that you like. Because I know who those people are and I know the kind of music that they put out. So it just makes me like, yeah, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
Right.
Because, I feel like R&B now and R&B in the 90s wasn't the same. And so a lot of the artists that you mentioned are like from different time periods. You mentioned Frankie Beverly and Mays, you mentioned Luther, you mentioned Donnell, you mentioned John B. It's that old essence of R&B music where we really just like took it in differently and it presented differently than it does now.
For sure.
In my opinion. Right.
No,
I think we have R&B now, but I can't say the last time I really, really heard an R&B artist, new R&B artist, where I was like, oh, you know, they are giving that, you know, that essence of like what R&B used to be. I don't know what we have now. I can't even think of someone, to be totally honest. I really can't. I can't really think of somebody right now, R&B wise, who's like really killing it.
I mean, if you follow R&B, because R&B is not dead. A few years ago they were saying, especially during COVID, like R&B is dead. R&B is dead.
Yeah.
R&B is not dead. It's just different decades have different sounds and different artists, right? So what I think the 90s was lit. That's my favorite era. But people before that, right? Like people who are fans of the 70s, of the Supremes, the Jones Girls, Mary Wells, like they probably thought the 90s was shit, you know? So it's subjective, as I said earlier, and it depends on what you cater to and what artists you cater to. I think that's all it is. But even now, like I said, Kevin Ross is doing this thing. Oh my God, what's his name? He has a song with Earth, Wind and Fire called "You Want My Love." Lucky Day.
Okay. Yeah.
He's killing them right now. He's on all the summer stages. Like he's doing this thing. So there are a few. It's only a few.
Yeah.
There's SZA, you know, Summer Walker.
Yeah, I love her.
But we have to push good music out. We really do. We really have to do our due diligence as fans, as people who consistently play these songs on rotation. We have to call up these promoters. We have to look at these booking agencies and let them know, like, listen, you need to get this person, you need to get that person. They're hot. They're doing their thing. It's about the talent. And unfortunately, because of social media and how many followers one needs to have, it takes away from the passion, right? So we just have to do our due diligence and support, and really support. Like go and buy tickets to go see your friend who's performing at SOBs. Instead of going to Madison Square Garden to see Beyonce, right? Like we have to really support our own people and support, not to say, you know, Beyonce.
Don't go see Beyonce, but I get what you're saying, so they can grow.
But yeah, we have other artists that are doing their thing that is just as talented, but we don't want to support. I think that's where the problem lies.
Right. No, you're right. We're supporting when they're already there, but it takes a lot to get there.
We're not even acknowledging the process, the pathway. You know,
Right. How do you think social media has affected R&B and artists being able to thrive in the market?
Well, it definitely has affected the music business period as a whole, on a whole nother level. Like I said, how many followers you need to have. There's not really so much artist development nowadays like there were back in the day.
Right.
Contrary to popular belief. Yes, Diddy was crazy when he did Making the Band, right? He was crazy.
Right. Yeah. He made them kids walk all over New York City to get him something to eat.
A freaking cheesecake. I was just talking to one of my best friends about that. She said she couldn't do the show because she would have came back and the food would have been gone because she would have ate it on the way back.
I would have been like, I don't need this. I would have ate his food and left.
That's exactly what she was saying. But yes, doing stuff like that is insane. But I can see why he did it.
Right.
You can't spend your money on someone who's not hungry for it.
Right. How bad do you want it?
And you're talking about Bad Boy Records. You're talking about Atlantic. You're talking about MTV at that time. You're talking about a big budget.
Right.
They're investing you. Yeah, you better run and get me a cheesecake. Let's see how I can see. So from back then, and even way before then, to test the time, to 2024, 2025, development is not a thing anymore, and it's so unfortunate because that's how you have a longevity of a career. Like People like these 90s shows that's been happening since COVID, 4 or 5 years later.
They're gone.
No, they making bread. They selling out all these shows. Queens of R&B, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the
Yeah.
Sky, you have SWV, you have
Yeah.
702, you have XK. Back in the day, they all received artist development.
Right.
See where they at? They still selling out shows because music is timeless because they put that energy and that
Right.
work in the 80s and 90s. And to this day, they can still move. They can still
Right.
so
Right.
art development, it's not a thing anymore, as I said. It's more so how many followers do you have on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, how many people you get to come out to see you, how much ticket sales you get to generate, which is kind of the end of the zone anyway, regardless. But
Mm-hmm.
they focus more on just those things and not talent.
Right.
It's
Which
important.
to me is affecting the music, because now we have artists that are out that I don't want to say you're not talented, because that's not nice to say, but like there's not enough talent. You know, sometimes there's the wrong people getting all the attention, and the right people are doing the work and not getting the attention. The right people have the talent and don't have the big, loud, boisterous voice, you know, on social media, but can sing. And then there's somebody else doing something stupid, but because it gets so much attention, they're signing the deal. And like, that's the problem for me. It's like, how do we differentiate talent versus popularity?
Right, which is why a lot of artists who were on major labels back in the day, they're now doing it independent because yes, they definitely got what they needed from being on a major platform. But now doing it independent where everything is from their pockets, their time,
Mm-hmm.
energy, they get to see the money coming back and they get to see the fruits of their labor.
Right.
So and they also get to be satisfied with what they're doing, making the honest living, doing what they love, and continuously building that fan base. You know,
Yeah. And then creatively.
yeah, the artist Maya, for example, prime example. She was on a major label a few times when she first came out. I think in up to 2010, 11, I probably not that far off, but that's not the actual year. But when she's decided to become independent, she kept putting music out. Her fans that were following her when she was on a major label have still followed her to this day. She's still sending out arenas.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
sending out music, you know. So it's just really how you work it, you know. It has its benefits though. Social media definitely has its benefits. And you also have the media like being on reality TV and you know getting that shine, and that can also
Yeah.
help the fan base.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, it affected the music industry as a whole.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think artists need to be open to development too. I think a lot of artists used to be open to artist development because that was a part of the work. And I think artists now are like, nah, I'm fine doing what I'm doing. I don't need you to develop me. And I think that also needs to shift too. Like, you know, like, we're going to make you a star. You're not already a star. You know what I mean? So I think that needs to shift too. But we're going to shift into our relationship remix. So we're going to ask you for some relationship advice. You talked earlier about being in a group and like people working together and the commitment. And this particular podcast always want to talk about relationships for some reason, but I don't think they have to just be romantic. What's a piece of advice for working in a group?
To what capacity? Like in music?
Just like having a relationship with a group of people and being committed to having that longevity of a relationship with people that are your friends.
Honestly, it's about respect. It's loyalty. Well, when you respect someone, when you're loyal to, you also you're respected as well. But in a relationship, in all forms, I think being respectful to each other, being loyal to each other, being real with each other with a clean heart, you know, being open to constructive criticism, genuine support, right? Whatever friend is doing, they don't have to be based on, you know, do music. They can do other things, but whatever they're doing, whether it's a barbecue in a backyard, right? Come out and support, you know, like a lot of friendship year by year as we live on this earth. I've noticed year by year, people do not savor the word friendship
Right.
as we did back in the day.
Right.
Use that word too loosely.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find a lot of friends nowadays. You really can't.
Right.
And my opinion. So I have a little circle, and it's like a little circle of like different friends that I have that I know I can trust, and
Right.
also feel like I'm being judged. It can create a safe space for me.
Right.
I gotta like just vent about whatever is going on in my personal life. If I'm crying or whatever, I know I'm not gonna be judged if anything gonna hold me tight. Because
Right.
that's what a real friend who ends up becoming your extended brother or your sister. You need people like that on your side.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
Right, exactly. So that's how I feel what a friendship or a group of people should hold to exhibit what a relationship and longevity looks like. So yeah.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. So there you are. Be honest, everybody. Be respectful and show up. Show up and show out for the people in your life. So Jay, what's next for you? Where you heading? What you doing? Where can everybody find you? I know you're working on some projects right now. So what are you working on?
Right. So there's a lot of things going on. I'm on the stage. I'm back performing. Um
Yes. How was that this weekend?
it was good. It was good. It was good.
I saw you. I saw the clip of you on the news this morning.
Oh, you did? Oh, got
I
it.
did. I saw because I follow Shelly. So I
Oh,
saw it and I saw the clip this morning and I was like, look,
it's so funny. Everybody caught it and I didn't catch it except for that little thing.
it's always like that. It's always
Yeah.
like that.
But yeah, I just got off stage on the Great Day of Harlem, which is a part of the series of Harlem Week in New York City. Um,
Uh-huh.
Celebrate culture and what Harlem was really about: the music, the fashion, the food, everything. So
Yes.
I've been honored to perform on that stage at Grant's Tomb, up on 122nd Riverside Drive, for the past 5-6 years now, with Impact Repertory Theater. But now, being that Impact well, they've always had a thing called Impact Vibe, which is like the adult version of artists that they have that are still pursuing music professionally. So
Mm-hmm.
push those artists out. So with the help of them, I also got the opportunity to perform. And that was a dope show yesterday. I mean, the day before yesterday. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, it was great energy. The sound was on point. When as an artist, Karen, when you have a sound, your
And you're
voice
like,
activated.
yeah. Holy Spirit
Literally,
activate.
I didn't know I could score the way I did, but I did. But yeah, I did that. Next Sunday, I'm actually going to be on the last day, which is the actual anniversary, the 50th anniversary of Harlem Week, and
Right.
on the 18th, and I'm going to be on the 94.7 stage, the block. Um, that's going to be on Fifth Avenue on 135th Street. I'm going to be on that stage at 5:30 ish. People get there beforehand just in case, but I'm opening up for Full Force.
Right.
Really
Nice.
about that. Full Force are my brothers, generally, because I see them every day. B-Fine is like, it's my bro. Um, he actually is part of management as well. He does management for the ladies of Allure, and I do the role managing. So he's we definitely like our family.
Right.
And then Allure, they're gonna come out and do a little art cry out for. So, but yeah, that's what we're about to do. And I have some projects coming out as you had asked. Working with a few producers now. We're in the stages of listening to different musics and different sounds. See sonically, not so much lyrically, but sonically, and see how it fits Jaay Parks and the brand Jaay,
Right.
right? But for the most part, it's looking good. So I'm gonna head back into the studio. We're gonna start doing the recording process to work on an EP. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at, an EP. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, everybody can follow me at Jaay Parks. That's JAAYPARKS on
Two
all
A's.
platforms. Yeah.
I love this for you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see you flourish. I'm so excited for new music. I'm so excited to see you this Sunday on 135th Street
Yes.
celebrating Harlem Week
Aren't you
with Full Force. Huh?
aren't you hosting too?
I am hosting. I will be out there.
Come on
I
now.
will be out there with you.
Right,
So
look.
it's gonna be a good time.
Yes,
Huh?
I said little birdie told me you was hosting, so I had to ask it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I have a feeling it's going to be a really good time. You're going to be there. I'm going to be. That's a good time in itself. Allure is going to be there. Full Force is going to be there. It's Harlem Week. It's 80 degrees outside. There's food. I'm pretty sure we all going to be really happy. It's going to be it's going to be a really good time for everybody to get together. There's going to be good music.
It's going to be crowded of people. It's going to be a lot of being pulled in different directions. A lot, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Yeah, and then it's 94.7, so they're like hip hop, R&B. You know, that's the music that we listen to. So I'm really excited.
Shelly Wade, shout out to Jonesy, shout out to all family.
Everybody over at the block. So I thank you so much. I know I'm taking up all of your time because I know you got things to do. We didn't get to do our rapid fire. You want to do it real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
All right, let's do our rapid fire. And then you could leave us with the gem and then we'll let you go. All right, really quickly. Pizza or hamburger? You're supposed to be really quick. You're not supposed to think about it. It's a rapid fire. Let's go. Pizza or hamburger?
I don't eat bread like that.
What?
I don't eat bread.
So a hamburger with lettuce?
Okay, hamburger.
Okay. Money or time?
Time.
Morning person or night person?
Night person.
The sexy woman or the good girl?
Good girl.
Nightclub or afternoon hiking?
Nightclub.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Movie or book?
Movie.
Soul food, Chinese?
Soul food.
Yell really loud or shut down and be quiet?
Shut down and be quiet.
Weights or cardio?
Cardio.
I hate cardio. One automatic turn off about a person. Automatic.
When you need validation all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I have a thing for that. Like that, and also don't ask me questions to answers you already know. I hate
Right.
I'm gonna curse you out. Or I'm just like or I'm gonna shut down. Or I'm gonna shut down. Say nothing.
A word you wish the English language would just get rid of already.
Bro. I hate that, yo. I'm a man. I don't call my friends bro. I really don't. They call me bro. Oh, don't call me that. Like, call me Jay.
Yeah.
And I know. It's I'd rather bro than the N-word. Or like like, yo, what's good, man? I'd rather the bro.
Right.
But why can't we just call each other by our names? Like, what's going on? Like,
I don't know. I think that's a generational thing. Like, I think it will come and then it will go.
You know what? I'd rather take I may sound a little contradictory now, but I'd rather take a bro from my peers.
Yeah.
Rather than my students calling me bro.
Yeah. I don't like when my students, or I don't like when kids call me bro.
Yeah, don't call me bro.
Because I'm not your bro.
At all.
I feel like if we're not the same age, don't call me bro.
At all.
At all. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No.
Yeah. So what are you listening to now? Like, what's on repeat in the car?
Oh, Dawn Richard.
Oh.
She was a part of the group Danity Kane that was on Making the Band back in the day. She was on Diddy Dirty Money. And now she's been doing her solo thing, but her music, it's timeless. It's so like, she could put out a song that she wrote last month in the next 10 years and it'll still be a hit. Like, she's just, her voice is insane. Her vocals kind of remind me of a Brandy. Like, it's real, like, it's unique. Her voice is so clear and it's filled with passion, you know. But Dawn, definitely on repeat. Allure, obviously. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the list could go on, but Lucky Day too. Like his music is amazing. So, but yeah, Bryson Tiller too. Yeah,
when his album came out, I bought the whole album, and I never buy a whole album.
No,
because I'm always like, I'll just pick the ones I like, right? But I bought the whole entire album, and the whole entire album was actually good.
Nah,
it was a really nice project.
Well, listen, hopefully when my EP comes out, my thing could be on repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. No, because like some people, you listen to a couple songs and then like, because I always like listen to a little bit of the whole album and then I go, do I want to invest in this whole thing? Like, is this whole body of work something I want? And his album, I remember buying the whole entire thing. And I was like, this is a really nice project. Like, I don't know who put it together. Right. Like the music, the production, the entire project was put together really nicely. And so I bought the entire album and I actually listened to the entire album because it was so nicely put together. I think that's what I'm more impressed with than anything else, that it was just done so well. It was just, right. You know, because like some people's album, it just be all over the place. It's like you just took a bunch of songs and threw them on there. There was no rhyme, reason. There was no form. There was no storytelling.
There's no storytelling, no journey that you're taking. Like there's nothing. It's just
So his was really good. And then, you know, I'm not a singer, but I have a producer brain. Right. Because that's my undergrad is in media. I would sit in the studio for hours behind the chair, behind the board, and I listen. And some people, I don't know who mix and master their work, but I'm like, this is bad. It's not the content. It's not the artist. It's just not mastered well. Like Jason and I were in a car the other day and we're like, yo, whoever made it, we was listening. I think it was J. Cole we might have been listening to. And I was like, whoever mixed this should have turned him up. He's getting drowned out.
Got you.
He's getting drowned out. And like, he doesn't have a really hard rapping voice. So you can't, it almost sounded like he recorded his vocals somewhere else. To me. But to the naked ear, somebody else wouldn't know that.
This is dope. Yeah.
Right. Like I listen to the radio and I'd be telling people like, oh, they didn't record it in the studio. And they'd be like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I can hear it. They didn't record it in the studio. That's not live. I can tell you live because I know what live sound like. They wasn't in the studio. When you hear an album like Bryson Tiller's album that was mastered so well, it was clean. It was clean.
It definitely was.
It was clean. Whoever mixed it, that's what I'm saying. The whole package was put together nicely. It was really, it was a good project. So, you know, and so when I listen to music, those are the things that I listen for. Like most people listen just to the artist, and I do, but then I'm like, all right, you know, where's the reverb at?
To the lyrics and trying to dissect the lyrics. Like, what are you talking like back in the day? Because the lyrics were such a mystery. You was trying to find out exactly. Wait, what girl did this to this guy? What? You cheated on the Like it was all in that mystery. It was such funny because it was real life.
Right.
Nowadays,
and it pulled you in.
It pulled you in.
It pulled you in.
Actual production behind it.
You be breaking up with someone, you be playing that song, you be crying, like, you know, but it worked. It tugged on your heartstrings, right? And it was saying what you were thinking.
Mary J. Blige did me so good back in the day. Oh man, listen. That 411 album was lit.
That's my favorite Mary album ever of all time.
Yes.
What's the 411? It doesn't get any better than that. The original, authentic, gangster Mary.
Real gangster, but now, again, like I was about to say, it's just, especially in hip hop, it's just a lot of like money this, popping booty that. And going to the club, like, it's cool to have those type of songs, but where's your life lessons? Where the experience through your lyrics? Where is it? We're looking for it. Because it's not like we don't want to hear it. Sure, you, the Soulja Boy, it's all great. That's amazing.
Right.
What have you been going through, right? What we want to know. So hopefully in due time, like I said earlier, us supporting how we're supposed to support, hopefully that comes to fruition.
I think that's important. My dad was a DJ, like, you know, and my dad plays a lot of old school music. And you listen to it and they're like these old love songs, right? The guy getting the girl getting the guy. Even when you listen to Bob Marley and how he was trying to change things that were happening in the world, it told a story. And so that's why today those songs still have longevity, right? Mary's 411 album gonna have longevity because people can always connect to it.
Yeah.
When I think about music now, and I think about 10 years from now, what are you saying? Or what story are you telling that's going to have any longevity?
Right.
That somebody, when they play Marvin Gaye, oh, mercy, mercy me, things ain't what they used. Like, everybody can make a connection. Sam Cooke, everybody can make a connection, right?
Yeah.
When you think about, when we take it back to those guys, everybody can make a connection. What are you going to be connecting to make you still relevant?
For sure. Because whoever
10, 15, 20, those men are dead. And we're still talking about them.
And I'm about to say, whoever that artist connected to, that fan could pass your music down to their children and their children.
Right.
And that's how the legacy is built. You had to connect.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be 65 years old playing Twerk My Booty in the house Saturday morning when I'm cleaning it. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
No ski. Not at 65?
No. At a certain age, you got to retire that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to retire that. That's not coming to the crib. So, what is the longevity, like, of our generation? What is going to be the longevity and the story that we leave when we talk about music?
Totally agree.
Totally. What are we gonna? Who are we gonna have? What are we gonna have? And I think that's what we need to think about when we make some of it. Because some people are not gonna come back. Like, Rihanna ain't coming back. Rihanna was like, "Yo, I make makeup now. I'm a billionaire."
And that's like you're singing for yourself, because you love to do it, but your music is for everybody. It's for you, but it's for everybody. You gotta look at the bigger picture,
right? And if the consumers don't consume,
right? It's yeah.
You're an artist, but if they're not buying, if they're not supporting, if they're not in engaging in it, then.
Now, I would say, as an artist, you do music even if people don't hear it because you just love to do it. But your ideal goal is to you showcase it and at least touch at least one person in the crowd. If you touch at least one person in the crowd, your job is done. Like, I learned that from a Lord every time we have a show. If you're touching at least one person, this song saved my life. That's all you need. That's all you need. So I want to get to that. I want to get to that level.
I think you're almost there. I mean, based on what we saw in the news and the crowd that was out there this past weekend, from the snippets I saw and the pictures I saw, I feel like you're closer than you think.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jay, for kicking it with me. I appreciate you. Everybody, Jaay Parks will be at Harlem Week this weekend, Sunday, August 18th, 135th Street at about 5:30. You can check him out there. Let them know where they can follow you on social media.
Oh, yeah. At Jaay Parks. You could do it right where this little name is. JAAYPRKS on all social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everything. You can find me there on shows that I have in the works, as well as Allure's music and tour dates coming up too.
Excellent. Yeah, so definitely check that out. And then, when your EP drops, you'll come back and we'll get to play some of that.
For sure.
And air all of that. I want first dibs.
Oh, I got you. No problem. You'll be the first one. I got you.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem.